CDC does not believe in talking. No. The CDC took action, make sure it reformed, and Clementine was the former, and he was duly paid. She got every penny of his own expire, tenure, and because of when the law was amended and he called for the appointment of new commissioners, and all the commissioners that had on expired tenure were paid. Because I was a controller at Governor General, I know that for a fact. So
looking at what you're saying here, when I look at the CDC, currently as we speak, I saw some write-outs from Taiwan, which we have had some association with the ANC before. And I believe that every other political actors in this country, following the dismal performance of Alexander Cummings, some of them think that Cummings cannot be that face to put up a fight for now, maybe subsequently. But the dismal performance was very much demoralizing for him. So CDC is the only option for now, the beacon of hope in the Liberian people. And the essence of opposition is not to start government activities, but to keep them in check for the betterment of the country.
Of course.
And you are in that very position now to do just that. Are you really looking at this government and seeing that the one of the proceeding, you think that is there nothing the CDC will be able to do in the wake of all of this to bring them in check, to bring them to no, not just by writing letters here and there. They did theirs by taking practical actions. They did that.
Okay, so we would think it's 2 months. We would take practical action. We have already taken practical action. You see, we are in a country of laws. We have a constitution. We have laws that govern the country. We have institutions of the state. So you must.
Do you support any early protest?
So at this stage, we have not made any decision to do.
Do you support it?
No. So let me be clear.
Even it can be now. It can be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Do you support?
So the issue of protests will come out when the circumstances dictate. It's not because
they're sacking your people.
No. So listen,
they're coming more from the streets all over the place.
So we'll not do premeditation. If people will protest, the circumstances will create a protest. So we're not going to say they also will go. No. The circumstances, and that's why we are, because the government creating the circumstances for protest. That's why we put in the government on notice. We are waiting. International partner, because protest is not something that people go. For me, I'm not going to be part of saying I'm going to play protest against the government. No, when protest will come out, it will be as a result of the action, the circumstances will lead to the protest, and we are warning the government: do not create circumstances for protest. And the government has already created circumstances for protest. We are trying to maybe hold our people back, and we're trying to exhaust some of the.
Your people want to protest?
Are
there indications that people want to protest?
Of course, but see the violations and other things. So we have up there to first do these things. Write the legislature, because these are again, we have a democratic transition. The peace of our country is very paramount, because people live day by day. Instability will not be in the interest even of the CDC. It will not be more in the interest of the government. So it is in the government interest to maintain the peace. It is more in the government, because as former controller I know one day disruption costs the government. 1 day disruption, one holiday, I know why it costs the government. It is in the government's strategic interest not to create confusion.
So let's talk about the Unity Party. Stay on that. Let's talk about the Unity Party. When Waka took over, there was this beef on the issue of giving account of what's left in the coffers of the country. And the noise went forth. The former president, was able to declare openly why he was leaving the country's coffers. When Waka took over and then announced at the national legislature, and what he spoke of contradicts exactly what the president talked about. And there were communications and notes that came up, was able to confirm what we have said. But the GAC again entered the debate, and then it brought more confusions than answers to this. In terms of credibility, in terms of the CDC's stewardship, what are your assertions about the CDC's stewardship, especially when they were there? What did they really leave there that you are aware of as a party? You sat down there at the board before.
If you read the GAC report, the GAC report did confirm. Well, in fact, it was more, because we were being conservative, because in your country you are conservative, right? So what the president announced were around 40 million, but the GSC, you read the report, the actual cash as per the balance were around 50 million. So it validated the exception of the former president. The current president, I don't know who gave him the numbers, maybe the numbers, maybe it was an error. It was an error, just it's a simple error. The back and forth was just unnecessary because we're not arguing about outstanding checks, about commitment. No, we're talking about the actual cash that was in the bank at that time. It's not in dispute. The central bank went to the.
Did I include the money yourself for? Because I remember there's a communication where the former president sent for civil servant salaries. You people requested that from the ministry, from central bank. The legislators even have problems
so
with
that's a separate issue.
Well, did they affect that account?
So that's a separate issue. So what we say here, the cash that was in the government consolidated account on that date, as of because the report that was submitted to the former president was as of the 17th of January. The cash that was in the government consolidated account at that time, that when you print the bank statement, you see that what he announced. So it's not in dispute, even up to today, because the records will be there. So the central bank confirmed that. Even the GSC report confirmed, and it's even more. Okay, so as for the other analysis that were done, those analyses, they are also right, but the context of the former president report is still accurate.
The budget has been submitted. Bapulu County Senator Amara Conan has a serious reservation, which he thinks that the budget is totally not in the best interest of the country. And that of Bombing County Senator Edwin Snow also, he has another view about it. You've been working in the financial aspect of the country as the Controller General. What are your thoughts? Do you see the current national budget being sincere, or you think this thing is just on a political speed where they will say, oh, the budget is like this, but at the end of the day, it is not, having a trickle-down effect in the lives of the people?
So what I can say, I have not really taken the draft budget to review it. I've been busy with other activities, so I wouldn't really want to comment on the issue of the.
But CDC should have a tactic team to start dealing with those issues.
There's a team that already working.
But it's not overdue.
There's a team already working on that. The legislature will do its work. They will do the necessary reviews, like we said.
But your input is very important.
Yeah, but
you speak for a major.
We are representing the legislature, and then whatever we'll have a team. We have a team of experts and technicians that are currently doing analysis, and the analysis will be submitted to the CDC caucus. Those representations will be made to ensure that the budget is in line with.
Will you people come up with official critique of the budget as a party?
So I think we'll make that determination. We have not made that determination.
Don't you think it's necessary?
Yeah. We have not made that determination.
Okay, so when the CDC took over in 2018 to steer the affairs of the country, most of the people branded the CDC government as incompetent, ranging from the president downward. Now we see the current government. You see from the executive mansion page mistakes. One person or one position, two persons being appointed. And you see a lot of mistakes that will give a lot of questions to the credibility of the government. Is the CDC seeing this government to be incompetent as the way they were compared, or they were branded as being incompetent, or you see are just a little mistakes that anyone would do?
No, but you see from the totality of what's happening, if you read the letter we sent, the government is demonstrating incompetence. Because if a government is violating the laws of the country, that's incompetence. So the government is demonstrating incompetence. If the government is violating rights of people, the government is violating the laws of the country. That is incompetence. Because under an incompetent government will violate its own laws. That people have to go to court against the government to try to protect their rights. No. It will not be in rare circumstances where people should go to court, but where the norm become that people have to go to court to protect themselves, that's incompetence. So people having errors on the executive management, that could be error.
Positions, well, that's one error is something
generally, the government generally proceeding is demonstrating incompetence because they are violating laws of the country. But no incompetent government will be violating its own laws. That people have to go to court to protect themselves against the where people get in the street and be arresting private property without court order. You don't do that. That's the highest level of incompetence. You don't do that.
So,
we thought the country was making progress. This is the third transition. So you have 2006, 2011, 2012, 2018.
Yeah.
2024. So you see, these circles should consolidate our governance processes.
looking at the
So
level,
the fact that we see retrogression is very, 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 very embarrassing for the country.
looking at the level in
It's a
which
fact that the country is retrogressing when it comes to the issue of governance because actors in the government are violating the law flagrantly, openly.
So, Chairman, before we go to the lines, from what we've heard, this President Bouaka served in government for 43 plus years. So one would think and say that he comes with the wealth of experience to the presidency. Today, like we just mentioned, you see this mistake. Tomorrow, they violate the law.
So many lapses.
The next time you see other thing happening in government, what it says to you about Joe Bouaka as the president, he himself as president, what it says to you, let's leave the government in totality, but to say this is a man that has worked for this 40 years, he has the experience, he comes to the presidency, so he knows that before you make a appointment, after you need to follow. When you send names for appointment, you need to go through you do your own review and everything. So he has the experience. But the way you see things happening, what can you say to Joe Bouaka as president? What it says to his wealth of experience he brings to the presidency?
So we need to see that for the 2 years of experience that was tutored, it was you as a campaign banner. We need to see it exemplified now because we're not seeing it. Because when the laws are being violated under his watch, it's very concerning. Because the laws of the country are being violated under his watch. He's making appointments to tell you positions. He got people in the street arresting people without court orders. Those things speaks to his leadership. So we're not saying that leadership, experience.
I think personally he's not in charge.
Maybe he's not in charge, but he's the president of the country. So maybe he's not in charge, but he's in charge.
Which one you saying?
Maybe he's not in charge, but he's in charge because he's responsible for everything that is happening.
He should be in charge or he is in charge.
No. Whether you agree that he's in charge or not, he's in charge. He is the president.
But being in charge means the right things will happen. Because charging,
No. So these things are happening are deliberate. Maybe he's doing this thing deliberately.
Okay, so it's not by mistake. It is.
So if you assume that he's not in charge, then you say maybe these things are happening because other people are doing it. But the fact that he's the president of the country, it means he's doing these things. So
it's deliberate on his part.
So that's why I said maybe he's not in charge, but he's in charge. So you generally are gonna find out because the president should not sit over violations of the law by his officials.
So Janga, let's come to this issue. Single was going to strike the issue of the budget. Key amongst what people had anticipated seeing in our budget was what the Unity Party heralded during their campaign: the issue of harmonization. Though from the day the campaign closed and the day Bouaka won, we did not hear about harmonization again ever. Even during his inauguration speech, we did not hear about harmonization in his speech. During the first Sona address, we did not hear about that. Now the current budget has now been presented. So significant inroads they did was that to cut down the presidential budget, the speaker's budget, the deputy speaker budget, the Senate pro tem budget. Those are significant rules. Now, the issue about harmonization, you sat down there, you could sign checks about how people's salaries could be paid here and there. Are you surprised and shocked that harmonization didn't take effect in their fresh draft budget?
No, they didn't promise harmonization.
No, they said harmonization. They were against harmonization.
Yes.
So people's salaries. So are you surprised that
they have to roll back the harmonization?
Yeah, that's why
they need to restore. They need to undo the harmonization. I mean, so they are in the driver's seat now. They should, all the big salaries that have been made across government, they should restore it because that's what they campaign on. So the boys in their court.
But they are not doing it. So what it says to you as the chairman of CDC?
So for me, that goes to their voters. So they are voters.
Are you going to say the United Party to what they promised the Liberian? Because that should be your tax. You said you were going to do this.
Yes.
When we said that it was difficult, you said you're going to. Are you going to be because their voter could be your voter depending on how you advocate for them?
Yeah.
To hold them to check. Are you willing to do that?
To ask for them to increase salaries.
Yeah, they should do that.
Representation because that was the campaign. That was the campaign. Oh, but again, sometimes it is good to allow things to play out so the people understand. Because if you campaign on deception, so I mean, we want for the people to understand who they voted for.
Okay.
So we don't want to be
Just before you go there, let me just ask this.
You voted because you wanted your salary to be increased.
Yeah. Okay, so
we don't start jumping the gun. You gotta allow the situation to unfold.
All right, so Chairman, Unity Party Ambassador Boaka, he spoke about transparency and accountability during elections. Are you seeing any transparency, or are you seeing people being accountable for things that they are doing?
Like I said, the government is in stark violation of the laws of the country. That alone runs against transparency and accountability. Because see the document that was exhibited by Honorable Janga Kowo, where gifts were allegedly being given to members of the legislature. That's very, very serious. We don't know how authentic is that, but we'll be requesting the legislature to conduct because that may constitute bribery to the legislature. That's a serious. That's why we would treat that separate. We didn't include it in the letter that we sent out. Because that's something that we really want to do some background investigation to find out, exactly. Because that's bribery, attempted bribery of legislation is a very, very serious constitutional violation. And so we'll be trying to find out whether it's just a mere allegation, we'll be trying to ascertain the validity of the allegations that have been made.
Okay. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the program Good Morning Liberia on Voice of Liberia. Today we have as our special guest the chairman. He's the national chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change in person of Chairman Janga Kowo. He's discussing lots of issues concerning his political party, concerning governance in the country. We're live on 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Mangibi, 90.7 in Bon County, and other frequencies across Liberia. My name is Sekou Charissa. Mira Wola is here. Abraham Gosson William from Freedom FM is also here on the joint interview as we continue. Let's go to the lines and hear you Liberians, and you can ask your questions and whatsoever. Let's direct our questions to the issues we've discussed. Let's talk about the issues, and we should not be personal. The numbers to call, the numbers are 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. For the WhatsApp line, before we go to Bon County line, for the WhatsApp line is +231 770 942048 +231 770 942048 for the WhatsApp line. Those of you out of Liberia, you call on WhatsApp, you're in Liberia. As soon as you say hello, I ask you to play, you calling from, I cut you off. Tell me, say you either in Guinea or you so you call that please name. Call the line for the people in Bon County.
For Bon County, you can call us on 0779 003835 0779 003835.
Okay, let me take the very first caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning to you. This is asking if you can check the question of safety. And I don't know if this morning, but let's I want to say thank you to our chairman, Mary, to you are highly welcome. Congratulations on your new appointment as chairman for the Magic Coalition of Democratic Change. Chairman, I want to ask you the issue of this government going after people with this continent of this asset authority. How do the CDC intend to tackle it
Okay, thank you. How the CDC intends to go ahead and tackle the issue about access recovery team? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
Good morning, people, and good morning to the fourth episode and the support of Latino Assembly. Let me say good morning to the most powerful chairperson in the
Republic of Liberia. My name is Fred Dewey, and I'm from for Electoral District 14. And let me appreciate the chairperson here and appreciate on everything happening. And let us be clear for the fact that this government, which is this military government, cannot in any way on this political budget issue increase civil service. Then that means they have stopped the action of the civil service appetite. For RCA, we as partisans of the Political Democratic Change, we are watching, and like the chairman said, we are posted wheresoever forward the German remain as ready to barricade ourselves within the barricade.
Thank you. Another person here. Morning.
Good morning, Sebu.
Morning.
Let me say good morning to you, good morning, sir. Sebu, this Augustine fire calling for the help party or unity party this morning. Sebu, I have two questions with the chairman of CDC.
Just do one, I'll beg you.
I'm listening to you, the chairman is struggling actually to answer the question because he asks a critical question. My question is, how funny Chairman Janga Kowo is, how we more relationship you have with him, bro. And my second question, Sebu, you see Janga Kowo can carry CDC to an election and win 2029?
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Banga, Bon County.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
My name is Frankie and Kamal Sardika in the European and Jonathan Chairman District.
Bon County.
Bon County. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Samira, Ebi, and Seku.
Where do you join us from?
I'm Peter W. Castro. I come from under the street light in
Bon County. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name, where do you join us from?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Tamata. I do international group from Central Liberia, Banga, Bon County. Let me appreciate your student and the chairman for his splendid deliberation. Let me just answer the question that people asking. What the 100 days to go. Let's be honest, the president will not fulfill that particular 100 days because some of us as engineering students, we understand everything. In rehabilitation, rural rehabilitation, there are so many processes involved where the road is cut off, backfill, after that put drainage system, and also that when water falls again, overflow the bound of the earth, they destroy the road again. Some places they put also put a cover installation. So they will not make it. That the reality that they have to look back, coming to the night.
Thank you. Let's say John Yakpawola. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Samira, and good morning to our powerful chairman. And I want to say, we the people of Bon County, we are anticipating to see you sooner because the CDC based in Bon County, we want to revamp here. We want to be like strong as the people in Monterrey. So we urge you to please put your team together that you come to Bon County.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You get call. Okay, let me take this person here. Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Morning. You sounded very low. Please be audible. Let's hear you.
Okay, yeah, good morning. Okay, I'm coming from Canada. Thanks to the chairman there. But when you look at the past government, when you see how they came into power, they came with violence. They came with, of law. They were not going by the law of the state. So now our chairman in the studio there, one of those is trying, you want to be too gentle on the kind of government. They're not there to even listen to the people. So
your chairman is the diplomatic chairman.
So you need to say some things that will make them to put themselves together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let me take Musa Sharif, the CEO and owner of Strong FM in Monrovia.
Thank you. And the chairman of the National Development Party as well. All right. All right. Good morning, Janga Kowo, and good morning to my sister and Ebi. Let me begin by saying this. President, two things happen here. President Joseph Waka is a lucky man. That's the first premise I want to put here. And the second thing is, it appears that when you work for government, your level of civility can increase. So this is what I'm seeing. What do I mean by President Joe Waka President Joe Waka is lucky. And when Ellen took power, CDC did not get any chance.
Go ahead, you're live.
Are you there with me?
You're live, go ahead.
So when CDC, when Ellen Johnson selling took power, CDC did not get Ellen Johnson selling chance for an inch. And the second phase also means second round of our election. Look why I went through the same problem. But then when anybody went into opposition, when CDC took power, CDC get it very, very rough. It was tough for everything that CDC did. It was just difficult to comprehend. And they couldn't give the party a chance to even lend. President Bwakai, and I mean, they're selling very freely. Without things that we expect to be done. That's why I say the woman is very lucky. So CDC, I will get to tell you, we understand the fact that the chairman want to be at this time around maybe legal, more legal, which we appreciate, more civil, which we appreciate. But the singular question concerning 90 days deliverable, that is not achievable. You don't get around that question. It is not achievable.
Okay, Musa. Thank you. Let me take another person. The calls are 2 minutes. Morning. Morning.
Thank you, Sekou, and thank you to Samira. Let me say a pleasant thank you to the mighty chairperson of the studio. And this is the voice of Lawrence P. I'm the vice chair of operations. This is Mana UC, CDC chapter Mosul County. Sekou, let me tell you the question that many of the callers said. The question as to whether the few unit parties, all of the few unit parties will deliver or whether they will deliver. The question here is, or the answer is absolutely no, because Liberia has gone about 60 to 65 days, 100 days from the fact that they are not carrying of single development out of that 100 days in the deliverable. So, Liberia have failed this country, and Liberia are going to leave all with this.
All right, my brother. Thank you very much. Let me take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you, Sekou, very much. The regular line, I don't know what's the issue. My name is Japan Brooklyn, and I join you for class on this morning. I will be very quick. Sekou is trying to push the chairman, or the chairman trying to divert the conversation. I'm extremely disappointed this morning. Let me remind the chairman this morning, when CDC said over 2017, there's a podcast orchestrated by the party. There's the 6 billion saga. Look, let me say this. You are the chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change. We don't need trap chairman. We want a radical, something radical chairman. We want we the unity of the country we are ready. Look, let me say this. This government is now ready to be reconciled. This government is now reconciled today. You will never be a reconciled tomorrow. So let me say this. Now you're not matching your own.
Thank you. Oh, you get it. You get called.
Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where do you join us from?
Good morning.
Good morning. You are live.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show, Samira. Let me say many things to you and those guys who see this month. Samira.
Your name and where do you join us from?
Oh, okay, thank you very much. This is our Jagin family. I join you from where former President William was talking to City for Uganda Market.
Okay, so the land for your different person. Let me see the other person here. Morning, yeah. That Bon County land there. Morning.
Yes, good morning, Sekou.
Yeah.
Good morning to the most powerful chairman of the mighty Congress of Democratic Change. And we want to appreciate the intellectualism of the chairman. But chairman, the party is the revolutionary party, so we need to be robust. We need to be robust to this Skyward, this Gensor, the Gensor, like you say, so I'll go there, we will run on them. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. Let me take this person here. Morning. Good morning. You on the line, but okay, let me take another person. Good morning. Okay, I'll go for this line. Morning.
Hello?
Yeah, morning.
Hello? Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Go ahead, sir, you're live.
Yeah, let me say good morning to you, good morning to our ever-potent executive chairman, Mr. Janga Kowo.
You should be Roberts.
And I'm the public relations officer for the Janga Editing Brigade of the Master Division of Democratic Change.
What?
Hello?
Mama, you get deep position of Puka.
Yeah. I'm the PRO of the Janga Medicine Brigade of the Master Division of the Institute or Master Division of Democratic Change. Let me say this. I want to make it very effective to Bwaka. Bwaka should be warm at the General Master State. Bwaka should be warm that we are not following our talent. Don't mean to say we are threat. Bwaka is not proceeding rapidly. This country is
me take the other call here. Let me take the other call. Morning.
Good morning, Siko.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead. You're joining us somewhere.
Yeah, my name is Eric M. Smith. I'm calling for the Bola.
Which
Bola?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, when this party is a revolutionary party, seriously, I want to thank our chairman need to be combated. You saw what happened to in 2018 to 2023. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. The party need to be impaired now.
Oh.
All the law have already been broken. What else? What are you waiting for?
Thank you. Let me take Avi Wister. Avi, morning.
Well, good morning, my brother. Sekou, it's a miracle and Gossen. Let me extend revolutionary greetings and salutation to the indefatigable chairman of our party. I think people are getting the chairman very wrong. I admire the exuberance and the agility brothers and sisters bring to the intellectual discourse. But the chairman have just taken office and he made a clear position that we are documenting. You got to follow the chairman's position. The chairman is telling you, having taken over, we are now doing a documentary, a play-by-play description of the excesses and the bankruptcies in the backwardness of the administration. He said that clearly. Then the chairman went out and further emphasized that there is a constitutional guarantee of law for people to protect in the country. That is the point the chairman pointed out. And now what the chairman said, those circumstances, and listen to the don't kind of listen to the chairman. The chairman said there are circumstances that are barring when the condition created set. The masses will be guaranteed the opportunity to come out to protest. So you don't expect the chairman who are taking over to automatically start running like a political entity. Don't forget, before you attack the reactionary forces, you need evidence, you have to document it, you have to put the system on trial. And the chairman yesterday in the press conference, eloquently provided that position and informed the international community. ECOWAS, UN embassy, everything.
Okay, thank you. Let me take another call here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Secretary.
Yeah, morning, sir.
Good morning to everybody also. You know, let me appreciate our academic chairman this morning in studio.
What is his name, sir? You just said somewhere. What is his name?
Johnny from the next week of precisely next system. Let me bring this to the mind. What your ask? The question asked to the chairman. There's a question asked to the chairman saying that this president we are having to be stopped for listening to the laws. What would be the action taken by the party? And the chairman not provide any answer on your question. Secondly, I want to ask the chairman, when is the next move on those positions or on those that are in a position and Mr. Vargas is taking for them? What will be the next move? What not do?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me take this person here. Morning. Good morning. Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I want to just good morning to the most powerful chairman in Liberia. And this, you got Chairman Abdullah Ducle and I come from New Matari Estate Division number 9. We want to appreciate the chairman intellectualism. Chairman, thank you very much for speaking very well. He spoke like responsible chairman. Yeah, we agree with that. We accept that fact. He just coming in. We really want to start on a slow pace. But chairman, going forward, we are a revolutionary party. CDC is a revolutionary party. We are not going to give the phone a romantic time in the country. The big elections, we're not getting, we'll put our feet to the fire, and it's a recommendation to you. Thank you for having me.
Let's take this person on the line here. Morning.
My name is John People. I'm the vice chair for finance section of Red Medicine. And I'm following president on the biggest political institution of the Martin Coalition of localities.
Go ahead.
Just to the issue. Let me first say appreciate the number chairman, the global chairman, the biggest chairman in Africa, when it comes to the Bollywood of our federal institutions. And let me say this, Waka, you are elected on the basis of rescuing Liberian people. But for us, we believe that you do not come to rescue Liberians because we are seeing so many frauds in your government. You see, when you take the great chairman country, you are ordering the police, the border police, to shoot at the people, Liberian people. But we are saying, border, be warned. Be warned because tomorrow is will be too late. And our chairman are saying, you give me out.
Okay, thank you. Let me go to Gilman. Gilman from the United States. Gilman, morning.
Good morning, my dear friend and brother, Sekou, Harris, and baby William, July, and the young lady there, Samira. Good morning to all of you. Good morning, our able chairman, Janga Kowo. It's great to be with you all this morning. I followed the conversation from Detroit, Michigan. Again, my name is Juan Michael Gilman, and the chairman for the Concerned Liberian Network, and executive administrator of Junior Hard Talk on the radio.
You see yourself, I'm smart too.
I want you to hear the background of the song.
I know, right?
Yeah, but it's a great conversation this morning, and let me first and foremost congratulate Chairman Janga Kowo on his preferment as acting chairman for the biggest opposition political party. Chairman Kowo, thank you. We hope that the CDC will give empowerment to the partisans. Here you talk mainly about whether you support protests, and I like your response. Well, protest is not one that people plan over 3, 4, 5 months. It should be spontaneous. And like you stated, the conditions should empower the citizenry to
Given?
the properties demonstrated clearly that this government that have claimed to be the most experienced set of people are very, very uncouth, inexperienced, and inept. The situation yesterday demonstrated an immediate action by the citizenry, by the party. I like it that you've written letters to our partners and what have you. But we cannot sit idle and allow these things to happen. And if we speak in the tone we are, it takes away that urge by the people.
Okay.
It takes away their energy. We need a forceful and resolved action that is calculated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gilman. It is early there in the States, so thank you very much. Where do we go? The calls are 2 minutes. We can take all the calls. We have roughly 60 more minutes to go and call it a day on the show. Chairman, you've got too many questions to answer. Should we? Yeah. Let me take the other call. So as you prepare, let me take the call, yeah? And then when you're ready, and then we'll just go to you. Morning.
Good morning, Sekou Sharif. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Samira, and good morning to the all-powerful chairperson of the Mali Coalition for Democratic Change. President Sekou, my name is Rodan Sunin Nelson. I'm the Deputy Secretary General for Urban Research of the Mountain CDC Regular Intellectual Medicine.
Brother, go ahead.
Yeah, President Sekou, we are not surprised with Mr. Braga proceeding of the government. Mr. Braga is here hunting peaceful Liberians, peaceful civil servants that have been taken for on their jobs.
All because he wants to satisfy his soul up at his end. And the land of Waka be more of this country is for all Liberians. Very soon we will visit Mr. Waka. Very soon we will visit Mr. Waka in this country. May he be one. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Let me take this person here. Hello.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much, Soku. My name is Kramo. I am the Vice Chair of Legal and Environmental Affairs, Monserrato Youth League CDC. Well, I'd like to say thank you to our chairman for his brilliant deliberation. Like the chairman has said, we will not get engaged into violence. Liberia is a country of laws. Liberia is not a country of men. We will not get ourselves engaged into violence.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're live. Oh.
Good morning, Seku.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
I'm Alaska. I joined this afternoon from India, India.
Sorry, from where?
Let me say thank you. India.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me say thank you to teachers like you and Samira for the discussion. And let me say thank you to the people's chairman. He spoke adequately to the issues. And as he said, we will not be irresponsible like the Unity Party. We'll be very much diplomatic when it comes to handling issues.
Okay.
So I want to thank you this morning for the brilliant explanation. And thank you to the Liberian people for electing me as the chairman for the People's Party. Thank you, Seku.
Okay, thank you. We're not taking calls again. Please hold your calls and everything. We ain't taking calls again. We need to go back to the chairman so that we call it a day. At 11 o'clock, we should be leaving from this place. So, Chairman, you listen to all the calls. What have you to say to the callers?
Well, I'm very thankful, and I take note of all of the concerns. Some of our partisans. I want to assure you that we will confront the government. I want to assure you that the rights of the Liberian people will be protected. Under the CDC in the opposition will keep the government feet to the fire. I want to assure you that His Excellency President George Manuel Weah is a man with
President George Manuel Weah or former President George Manuel Weah?
Former President George Manuel Weah. You can still call him President George Manuel Weah.
Oh, okay. President is always a president.
Yeah,
That's right.
So he's a man of peace. He has increased his democratic credential. He's a global peace icon, and so we will follow that footstep. But we will keep the government in check. And like we said, we have documented them. The violations that are ongoing, we hope they will stop. For instance, we have just gotten information that people are trying to dismiss people at the National Port Authority, call on the managing director to desist. Do not dismiss any Liberian citizen who has not committed any crime on the job. And all other agencies across the country, we want to call on you to desist from dismissing these Liberian citizens, because there will be serious repercussions. Like we said, I mean, the government should keep the peace. The government should keep the peace. The government should stop the harassment of peaceful citizens. The government should stop the interference with the right to own property. The government should stop interfering with the free movement of people. What happened to the former police director yesterday was very wrong. Was very wrong, because I do understand that the vehicle in question was purchased long before the CDC even came to power. So if that vehicle was purchased before CDC came to power, then of course it was sold. Then it had lived its useful life. It may have been fully depreciated per government standards. So to stop the former police director, humiliate him, and when he show you all of the documents of ownership for the vehicle, it's totally wrong. It's totally unacceptable. And we are warning the government to desist. You are under obligation as a government to keep the peace. Do not be the disruptor of the peace. And that's why we are putting you on notice. That's why we are putting the international community on notice. That's why we are putting the national legislature on notice. we do not intend to be disruptive. We remain constructive. We take the views of people who think, we should be. No, we have our own style of leadership. We're going to follow that. But we can assure you that your rights will be protected every step of the way. And, we are waiting for the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is going to rule
on the pending issue.
Yes, so we
are you very optimistic that it will be in favor of?
We are very optimistic. We are very optimistic.
On the strength of precedent. Is there on the strength of precedent?
Of course.
Okay.
Because they have this case have gone before the Supreme Court before. So we are very optimistic. So we are waiting. So you can't have all of these things available to you. You need to exhaust, the processes. And the political action is the last.
Okay, so let me just chip in this before as my final questions. One has to do with the pending by-elections in Nimba and Grangida County. What is the CDC taking it?
So the CDC is not fielding candidates, but CDC will definitely shortly come out to support some candidates. CDC is not fielding candidate. Yeah, CDC is not fielding candidate in Nimba. CDC is not fielding candidate in Bonka. We are taking stock. So we just came from general election, so we are taking stock. We're not feeling candidate, but we will come out.
And I understood at your party's gathering yesterday, a press conference, there was a strange showing of Janga Kowo's presence there, and I'm understanding within the leadership, people are having issues with whoever may have carried Janga Kowo there because they believe that Janga then caused the injury. That saw the CDC out of power today. You think that was a welcoming decision yesterday to have seen Janga Kowo there, despite him speaking in a vocal manner much more?
So, we were in the middle of the press conference, Janga walked in. So we are a responsible institution. If somebody just walk in, you can try to provide all the protections. You understand? We don't know his intentions. If you get to if you want to join the CDC,
if he wants to join, you will accept.
So anybody can apply for membership. We'll review and see. But what I'm saying, we saw Janga walking yesterday with one of our other lawmakers, Frank Safoko. So we didn't stop him, and we don't know what his intentions are. But at the appropriate time, maybe we'll get the honor.
So winding down now on this issue about free tuition, your government introduced it, and a lot of persons benefited from free tuition issues, students, wire fees, and all that kinds of stuff, and all of that. There are parents complaining. Schools are asking them to pay all these things and all of that. What CDC has to say?
Well, you see, Liberia is a poor country, and that's why I said, President, we are led by the example. He led by taking practical action that will impact the lives of the people. So, when former president, we had declared that the UL or higher education, public higher education, that should be free, it was not reckless. It was based on necessity, because Liberians are actually poor. So, allowing Liberians to go to thousands of Liberians to go to school free, that's how you give back to them while they're waiting for the country to get developed in the 10 years or so. But these are immediate benefits, social benefits they get. They're going to air you for practically free. And you pay the WASI people, the WASI of bluff. It's not bluff. Thousands and thousands of Liberians cannot afford the system US have to pay WASI fee. So if you cancel it, you're going to be bringing more hardship to the Liberian people. If you cancel the free tuition at public universities and colleges, you're going to be bringing more hardship to the Liberian people. And we call the government not to attempt to do those things.
Okay, Chairman, let's say thank you very much for coming. Is there anything you want to say that maybe we didn't ask you about, so we call it a day on this interview?
So in closing again, we'd like to reiterate our points. The government should desist from the harassment of public sector workers. The government should desist from harassing Liberians that were recently assigned in the foreign service. The government should desist from the arbitrary and extrajudicial action of some of its agents. The government should desist from trying to remove people who are protected by tenure. The government should uphold the rule of law, because that's why it was inducted in office to do. Because if the government does not do that, the government will be setting the basis for chaos, the government will be setting the basis for instability, the government will be setting the basis for a lot of other things that will follow and will not be in the collective interest of the country. So we call on the president, Joseph Human Boakai, to take due note of these concerns. We call on various actors in government to desist from the violations of the Liberian Constitution and the other laws of the country.
Okay, thank you very much, the national chairman of the opposition here. The opposition.
Opposition, back to opposition.
Yeah, is a you have love for the country, you're not making. Yeah, CDC opposition. Okay, Eddie, we need to go. Samara, we need to go.
Thanks so much for the time, bro.
Samara, we need to go.
Nothing more. Thank our listeners for listening.
Okay, so that is it. You're listening to the joint interview here this morning with the national chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change in person of Chairman Janga Kowo. This morning, we want to say thank you to all the different media institutions that converged here this morning to carry the interview live. We'll be live on our various platforms on 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Mangibi, 90.7 in Bond County, and other frequencies across Liberia on www.voiceofliberiaradio.com and also on the television. My name is Sekou. Inshallah, we'll be back on Monday.
Bye.